Good evening and welcome on in to another episode of From Day One. As always, we hit the mailbag first. Alrighty. So, nice little price there. 80 for there. And 67 jars that we can work with later. So tonight in our Substick Karen craziness and really, all we get is a pet rarity fair, so to speak. And all you can do is a 10% off. Fly a kite. Seriously. Alright. Before I was so rudely interrupted by a really crappy offer. Tonight we start with my good friend Mike from Law Talk with Mike. With an individual in court in the state of Michigan. What could go wrong? Mike, let's begin.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Krabby. Oh, the pups appreciate it.
We are back on the record then in the matter of Cooper versus Robert Mattson. Sir, you are Robert Joseph Mattson, correct?
Sorry, the audio's rough.
I'm an attorney for the all caps name Robert Joseph Mattson.
Really? You had to bring me a fucking subset right off the bat here, Mike? He's the attorney for the all caps name of Mattson. Oh, dear God. Alright, continue.
I am living flesh and blood, human. Upper and lowercase, Robert hyphen Joe.
Oh, hold on. He's not only a goddamn subset, but he's a grammar Nazi too. Quantum grammar. Oh, Jesus Christ, Mike.
Joseph colon space Mattson.
Oh boy, we got it all. We got it all. He's starting with quantum grammar. By the way, this judge, Olsaver, I know I've done a video on him. I haven't. Whatever, I was busy, so I just did this, but I know I've seen him. I know I've done a prior video. If I find it, I'll put a link to it in the description below. But he's good. He's a no-nonsense guy.
That is my name.
All right.
Well, how about no common shit, colon, fuck, comma, you, semicolon, off, exclamation. I think that'd be pretty good.
Vilified Freedom is in the house. Hi, Simon.
Yes, he is.
Live birth. That would be me, as understood that the government has taken that name and made an all caps name and tried to be to claim an account over that name, which to do business with.
Watch the judge. He is so good. His facial expressions. He's mostly stoic, but still, just you can read everything. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that is good body language from the
Sir, do
judge.
you understand that you have a right to be represented by an attorney in this matter?
All right.
I do understand that.
You also understand that if you want an attorney and you can't afford one, that you can tell me that, and I would appoint one for you at public expense.
UCC 1-308. All rights reserved. By me answering and speaking to you at this time doesn't mean that I'm in any way being
Italian beef all day.
Can't even remember your script, can you?
And thank you.
authority over my body to you at this time.
Okay,
Your Honor.
I will note, sir, your objection.
I will note you're stupid, sir.
My jurisdiction over you.
You're an idiot.
We'll preserve that for the record. As
Your Honor,
we discussed in your hearing on Monday, I It is my position that this court does have jurisdiction over you, and I am going to proceed as such. And
yeah, because he does.
Correct, Mike.
And he knows it. Also, not too over the top, but the assistant public defender or APA. What is that?
Prosecuting.
Phoebe, she has a hard time throughout this video as well.
She's the prosecuting
your
attorney,
objection
Mike.
is preserved for the record, and if you would like to file an appeal, if that becomes necessary at a later date, you'll have the ability to do that.
Actually, I think I can do something a little quicker. I like to exercise my rights of subrogation, have the prosecutor file.
Just because it's an odd word, let me assure you, there are no rights to subrogation involved here.
None. Less than none.
My right to subrogation, or certify my right to subrogation at this time. It's an undeniable right. Subrogation is the removal of a third party. It's in Black Laws Dictionary, 6th edition.
Okay, this is all nonsense. Subrogation means you're stepping
Mike.
in the shoes of another person. So, for instance, I always see it with an insurance company who pays out on a claim, and then they sue the other driver who's at fault, and they'll step in to the extent of their liquidated damages. I don't want to get into all that stuff. What he's using it for is he's trying to use subrogation and say that there's a straw man. It's complete and total garbage, and it has no meaning whatsoever in this criminal context.
Thank you.
Bluebeard Law Dictionary, 2nd edition, that the removal of third party would be the prosecutor in this case.
Oh, yeah. He said it, Black's Law.
All right. I'll note that request for the record and find that there is no right to subrogation in a criminal matter, and so I'm going to deny that request.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Again, your objection will be noted for the record, and if you
wish to make us laugh more, go right ahead.
At a later date, you will have the ability to do that. You understand, sir,
Sir, shut up.
Sir, please
thank
let
you,
me
Charlie.
speak. Do you understand, as I asked earlier, that if you can't afford an attorney and you want one, that the court would appoint one for you at public expense?
Do not want one. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't even know what this is. Lenawi County.
Not a U.S. citizen. I am sovereign. Separated myself from the U.S. government back in 2018.
We've covered that objection, Mr. Matson, and I've ruled on it. Again, it's preserved for the record, and you can appeal it to the Michigan Court of Appeals if you would like to do that.
Oh, Lord. The judge has heard all this before from this defendant specifically, and here he is objecting to the government. Meanwhile, of course, wearing the orange and incarcerated.
It's fraud. American jurisprudence guaranteed fraud.
Thank you.
Really? And why are you locked up?
And down. I know it all too well.
No, you don't.
So it will go to the Supreme Court. I promise you.
And they'll laugh at you. They need a good laugh.
I studied it. It will go to the Supreme Court. No, it won't. The Supreme Court will deny cert on this. You'll never go anywhere. So you can try to file an appeal. Might be able to get that done with the public defender, but he even refuses that help at this point.
Yeah, he's checked out.
As of right now, for the record,
no.
Unless the record reflects any objections or denials that you keep denying me, that I'm asking you to file an OID 1099 for the prosecutor, because the prosecutor is using my name to do business, and I will prepare the 1096 and the 1099A. So this court proceeding is going to go on and have a jury trial. There's going to be those people, secure party creditors at my status, and also you're going to be filing that OID 1099 for the prosecutor.
And no, I
Right,
won't.
sir, do you understand that you've been charged with possession of a controlled substance in this case, and that the maximum
I
penalty
don't
for that
understand the
offense?
nature of the crime.
Mr. Sir, I'm going to
That's
ask
a
you
shut up.
to let me finish when I'm speaking. I've done the same for you, and I'd ask you to do the same
Yes,
for
sir.
this.
Your Honor. Yes, sir.
You understand that you've been charged in this case with possession of a
Stupid.
controlled substance, cocaine, heroin, or another narcotic of less than 25 grams. That the maximum penalty for that offense is up to 4 years in prison.
I do not understand the nature and the cause of the crime.
All right, I'm advising you at this point that you have been charged with possession of a controlled substance, cocaine, heroin, or another narcotic of less than 25 grams, and that the maximum penalty for that offense is up to 4 years in prison. I'm also advising you that you've been charged with operating on a suspended license. A license has been suspended, revoked, or denied. That there is a second offense notice with that, and therefore
Go ahead, Your Honor.
the maximum penalty for that offense is up to 1 year in jail and or a $1,000 fine. I'm also advising you that you have been charged in this case with alcohol, open container in a vehicle, and the maximum penalty for that offense is up to 90 days in jail. This also carries a habitual offender second offense notice. Which increases the potential penalty to 1.5 times the maximum sentence on the primary offense.
Dude, shut up.
As I've indicated, you do have the opportunity to consult with a lawyer if you wanted one, and if you can't afford one, I would appoint one for you at public expense.
And you need it.
Mr. Manson, or sir, I believe you've referenced this already, but do you have any training in the law?
Thank you, David.
Yes, I do.
Don't worry.
No, he doesn't, Your
I'll
Honor.
button it even more
Would you
next
tell
time.
me just a little bit what that training is?
Common law.
That would not be training, sir.
Okay, and have you studied that yourself?
Yes, I have, along with a couple other people.
Okay, you understand that the law in this case consists of criminal.
The judge just wants to know if he studied it. He didn't want to know the particulars of the study group. It was you and Kirk Pendergrass and Ryan Alton.
Probably.
Okay.
Statutes that you're alleged to violate, the Michigan Court Rules of Criminal Procedure, Michigan Court Rules on Evidence, and any number of decisions from the Michigan Supreme Court and Court of Appeals which interpret those statutes and rules.
I understand that the Michigan Supreme Court offers 2 different types of courts. Common law court and tribunal military maritime court, which
Wrong.
this court is operating under, and they're not operating properly
Nope.
with me at this time.
Nope.
Right, you understand that the prosecutor
Sorry, go ahead.
you understand that the prosecutor that's going to try this case has been to law school, has had significant education and a number of years of experience and training in the law.
Other words, she knows more than
And
you.
that's perfectly fine.
All right, do you understand that if you do represent yourself, you're going to be required to follow the Michigan Court Rules and the Rules of Evidence?
I dare you, say no.
I'm going to be operating under common law,
No, you're not.
which that's what I should be under as common law. This
No.
is not a common law court. I don't belong here.
Right, you understand?
The judge just doesn't even know where to go with it. With the
Judge, like, you
ultimately,
are so stupid, sir.
stupid statement. I'm operating under common law laws, and he's just like, I got nothing. I don't know what to say to that.
Understand that I know you've made that objection and made it several times, but I'm going to conduct a trial on this matter that's going to require you to follow the Michigan Court Rules and the Michigan Rules of Evidence. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
And you understand that those rules are going to determine whether you can do things like ask certain questions of witnesses, admit documents, photographs, or any other evidence that you might have.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're going to be responsible for the jury selection process, and that's also governed by court rules, which determine when you can appropriately challenge a witness.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, let me tell you how he doesn't understand that.
Go for it, Mike.
that little thing you just said is literally 90% of the complication with evidence and all that stuff. But whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just funny.
Oh, okay.
You understand that in order to become a licensed attorney to practice in Michigan, it typically requires at least 3 years of law school and passing a bar exam to show that you have a sufficient knowledge to work as an attorney.
Not a part of the state of Michigan. I am the Republic of Michigan.
Wait,
Michigan
whoa,
Republic.
wait. What did the fucking idiot say, Mike? Run that back a few seconds.
Not a part of the state of Michigan. I am the Republic of Michigan.
He is the Republic of Michigan. Yo, I think Canada's Queen's got a new challenger. Mike, you want to speak about the Republic of Michigan?
Michigan Republic.
I saw that and it made me say I have to go live with this. It's too good. I am the Republic of Michigan. I had a prior video.
I think you have your thumbnail.
The Republic of Canada, and I just happened to be from Michigan, and I rolled across that. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me with this.
I think you have your thumbnail,
Okay,
Mike.
you understand that in order, if you wanted to have a license to practice law in Michigan, you would need to go to law school and pass the bar exam.
It sure is.
No, incorrect.
Thank you.
Okay, you understand that the attorneys handling your case, the prosecutor is going to have a license to practice law in Michigan that meets the requirements that I've already indicated to you.
Which makes any judge or prosecutor or attorney a part of Great Britain, foreigners.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Operating under the foreign sovereign immunity, which actually I have myself.
Foreign sovereign immunity.
Not even immunity. Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know what he's talking about.
And it trumps over all years.
All right. I appreciate your objection to.
I appreciate your stupid,
this
sir.
court's jurisdiction, and I've ruled on that. And again, I'm not going to change the ruling.
Because you're an
You
idiot.
can appeal that to the Court of Appeals and the Supreme Court if you wish at the appropriate time.
Yeah.
Sir,
You
shut up.
understand that, at least in my opinion, I think you're going to be at a significant disadvantage in this case if you attempt to represent yourself with having a licensed attorney on the other side.
I already am. I'm dealing with the wolves.
Ooh.
There's no fair trial in this military maritime courts. There's nothing fair about it. I mean, you've already made your determination the other day that I was not guilty. Last time I seen you.
Wait, what?
Let the record reflect that. I mean, you sit there and enter a plea and not guilty.
Sir, as I
You already said I was not
indicated,
guilty.
as I indicated to you at that hearing, I entered a not guilty plea for you. That is not my determination that you are not guilty of what's been
It's
alleged.
working from the bench, Your Honor. It's not your job to enter a plea. It's mine or my attorney's, which.
I mean, it couldn't be more the judge's job to enter pleas. That's exactly how it works. This judge he's not confused. He not understands everything that's going on, but he's so flabbergasted in the wrongness. It just stuns him, and it takes him a second to collect, and then he carries on. But he's a good judge.
This case is being mine. So the court has already made a determination that I am not guilty.
No, we haven't.
All right, sir.
He's
Sure.
whining that the court has prejudged him as not guilty.
Yeah, I'd be happy if they prejudged me not guilty.
You can't make it up. You really can't.
Are you sure that you want to represent yourself, knowing all
Knowing
of the
that you are an
disadvantages,
idiot,
or at least
sir.
what I believe to be the disadvantages that you face?
Yes.
And is that decision absolute and unequivocal?
In other words, are you that
Absolute
stupid, sir?
and unequivocal.
Do you have any hesitation about the
And
fact that you
the
want to represent?
trial will be my peers will be secure party creditors.
No, they won't.
Do you have any
As can
hesitation?
be the jury.
The judge's approach every time is he's just stunned, and then he says, "All right, I am not going to address this. It's too crazy." And then he just goes to the next thing he's got to do.
Do you have any hesitation about the fact that you want to represent yourself?
No. No matter what you do to me, I will get out of it, and there will be lawsuits.
Or
No.
at this point, I'm going to determine that
That the defendant is a
Mr.
bloody
Matson has made
idiot,
an unequivocal request to
but he's
represent
going to
himself.
be defending himself.
The right has been asserted knowingly and voluntarily after discussion advising him of the disadvantages of self-representation.
This always surprised me. Judge Goth here, I did a video on him too up in Sheboygan. He went through the same thing. It seems to me that this is sort of like a FREDA inquiry, but then they let them represent themselves. I'm only learning about this from YouTube because I don't do this. I do civil stuff. So, yeah, I'm no expert on the topic. But it seems to me when he just says, I don't understand the charges against me, and then spews all this nonsense, that the judge would be required to appoint a public defender for him. But I don't know. I'm not criticizing because it is not my area, but it's just interesting.
Mr. Daly.
And at this point, I will
Will Mr. Daly be willing to come over and talk to me here after we get done with this video screen?
Wait a minute, Mike. He just said he doesn't want to have an attorney. Now he wants the attorney to come talk to him. What the hell?
All right.
Conference.
Yeah, I will appoint Mr. Daly as a standby counsel. And, sir, you're asking
So that's interesting. He does appoint him as standby counsel. I guess they just know these guys aren't going to just accept counsel server. They're gonna have a big problem. So he flunked the FREDA inquiry. He appoints standby counsel. I guess that's the go-to approach here.
Can I speak with them about a couple of things?
I can put you in a breakout session so that you can speak to him over video conference privately.
Let me do that, please.
Okay.
Well, he at least wants to talk to the attorney.
Give me just about 10 seconds here and you'll get moved over to a private session. All right. Mr. Matson should be back from the breakout session shortly.
Your Honor, I'm going to be going over and talking to Mr. Matson. I still think, after my discussion with him, there may be some ways to work this out.
Okay. He should be back from the breakout session any second here.
They're back on.
All right. We do have Ms. Matson back from the breakout session with Mr. Daly at this point. Mr. Daly, you had indicated to me off the record that you were going to have an in-person meeting with Mr. Matson at this point. Is that correct?
I will. I can't get that done till Monday, but I've already indicated to him I'll do it on Monday.
Okay. And sir, is that something that you want to do, is have an in-person meeting with Mr. Daly?
Yeah, I want to see if there's something that we can work out here just to save time and hassle and a lot of...
That shows to me, and I have never seen him before, but this James Daly is a smooth guy. He went in there and sold the fact that this guy's got
you're an
a lot
idiot.
of trouble, and convinced him. And that takes talent with a guy that's this far out there.
Brief between all of us.
Okay.
Oscar says hit like and subscribe.
Really? You gonna put the dog in there, Mike?
Sure. And hit the bell.
Really? Seriously?
But I really would like to speak to Mr. Daly one last time before.
All right. Okay, so this is an arraignment. I presume, Mr. Manson, that you'd like to enter a not guilty plea until you've had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Daly. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm not entering any plea until I speak with Mr. Daly and he speaks with.
I will call it straight. Everything that guy said, that guy in orange, whoever he is, I don't know the defendant's name. I don't need to know the defendant's name. Everything he said made absolutely no sense until that moment. Right there, he said, I don't want to enter a plea until I speak to this attorney.
And that is first smart brain cell I think this guy's got.
Reasonable might occur.
Prosecutor.
Based on that, I'm going to find that Mr. Manson stood mute to the charge and will enter a not guilty plea on his behalf. And I'll set this then for a pre-trial.
I object to that.
Shut up, sir!
You cannot.
Would you prefer to enter a guilty plea on your behalf? I'm just curious what precisely the objection is here.
Not enter. That's working from the bench. You cannot enter not guilty plea.
He keeps saying this. I object. You're working from the bench. Well, that's what a judge is supposed to do. He acts as if there's something wrong with that. That would be their job description.
On my behalf, either me or my attorney has to do that.
Wrong.
Has the court again made a determination that I'm not guilty?
Right, as I've explained.
Again, sir, you're an idiot.
Determination that you're not guilty. It is an entry of a plea based upon your not entering a plea at the arraignment. I will set a pre-trial for December 1st at 8 a.m. And that will give time for Mr. Daly to have an in-person meeting with you at the jail.
Can I speak with Mr. Daly here again in private?
I'll just go over to the jail and see him on Monday, Judge.
Daly's been around. He's represented a few defendants. He knows the drill. He's like, well, whatever. I'll get over there Monday and take care of it.
Okay, he's going to come over to the jail and see you in person on Monday. So you can tell the officer that's with you that you're done in court for today.
Okay. How about next time my bond, PR bond next time I go to court. All right.
With respect to the bond for right now, I'm going to leave it as it's currently set based on prior failure to appear at.
I can't tell, but I think he's talking about the imaginary bond for the subset straw man and not the actual bond that's holding him in jail. But
Mike, do you happen to have the conclusion? Like, hey, what happened to this guy? I think we'd love to know what happened to this bloke. So do you have that? Please tell me you do. Do you? Okay, you're looking for it. Give you a second, okay. While he's looking for that, we pull a Hyperion. Very nicely done. Oh, you did find it? Okay, let's go to it then.
Not really.
Well, then, again, I'm not going to be able to take the plea today, and we need to set this matter for a trial and set it for trial.
fine with that, Your Honor.
Ms. Daly, how long do you think you need to for a trial for this case?
Mr. Matson wants his trial as quick as possible, Your Honor.
If we could probably do
Mr. Matson, please don't interrupt us.
Okay, I'm sorry.
it will probably only take about a day.
Do you agree with that, Ms. Daly?
I do.
All right. Setting the final a 1-day trial date, please.
We could do it Friday, 3rd. You can't get subpoenas served that quickly, there's no way.
Now, we have a 180-day rule.
We're not in violation of the 180-day rule.
All right. Can I just have everyone be quiet until we establish a trial date, please?
Judge, I'm happy with this verdict. Any plea today.
Right, so you want to move forward with your plea now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Because you're going to be convicted.
Then with Mr. Daly and the advice that he's given you,
Yeah.
You should be.
you understand that the maximum penalty for this offense is up to 2 years in prison.
Yeah.
Neither the prosecutor, defendant, or anyone acting on the defendant's behalf has discussed a possible sentence with the court. Is that correct, Ms. Muir?
That's correct.
Mr. Daly?
It's correct, Your Honor.
Is that also your understanding, Mr. Matson?
Yeah.
If a guilty plea is accepted, there will be no trial. That means you'll be giving up the rights that you would have had at trial. I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them.
They already.
You have the right to a speedy public trial by jury. You can ask for a non-jury trial, and if the prosecutor and the court agree, you could have a non-jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have a prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial and have the witnesses against you appear at your trial and ask those witnesses questions. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses that you have for your defense to appear at your trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial and not have that silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. You understand, Mr. Matson, that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at a trial.
I understand.
You also understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to this plea would be by application for leave to appeal and not by right.
I understand.
If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, conviction of a crime can result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization. Do you have any questions about any of those rights, Mr. Nancy?
What did you just say about not being a citizen of the United States and being a national?
If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime can result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization.
Oh, okay, yeah. I understand.
Okay. Do you have any questions about any of those rights?
No.
Hallelujah.
You're giving those rights up.
Yeah.
How do you wish to plead then to the charge that on or about June 6, 2021 in Franklin Township, Lenawee County, Michigan, you did offense of attempted possession of cocaine, heroin, or another narcotic of less than 25 grams?
Guilty.
Has anyone made any promises, threats or promises to induce you to plead guilty to that charge?
Just for my freedom today, that's all.
You understand that if I accept the plea, you'll be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of threats or promises that were not disclosed to the court on the record here this morning, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea.
Yeah.
Is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises, threats, or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead guilty?
None, Your Honor.
And Your Honor.
Mr. Manson, has your attorney promised you any particular sentence or estimated what your sentence would be?
Just the max, what you just said, 2 years.
Okay. Is it your own choice to plead guilty today?
Yes.
Mr. Daly, would you like to establish a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
My client got caught with drugs.
Probably.
The end.
Mr. Manson, is it true that on September 21st, that you were charged with the crime of possession or attempted possession of cocaine?
I believe it was, June 7th?
I'm sorry, June 7th. And was that in Runaway County,
Yes.
state of Michigan?
Yeah.
And you were stopped for a traffic violation, is that correct?
Correct.
And when you were stopped for the traffic violation, did they find you in possession of cocaine?
Yeah.
I have no other questions, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Muir, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Does court comply with MCR 6.302B, C, and D?
It has.
It has, Your Honor.
I will accept the plea that has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of his rights and he has had common counsel. The court's not made any agreement regarding the possibility of plea or possible sentence in this case to the prosecutor, defense attorney, defendant, to be back in the interest of any of them. We'll refer this matter to the probation department for a pre-sentence investigation and set sentencing for January 14th at 8:15 a.m. Mr. Manson, someone from the probation department will be in touch with you to do a pre-sentence investigation interview. When you do that interview, please be truthful about this offense, about your background. It's my understanding that there's an agreement to reduce the bond at this point. Is that correct?
Your Honor, if I may be heard on that, Mr. Matson did indicate he attempted to appear when he had failed to appear, and that was why he was picked up on a warrant anyway. So this time, and that's obviously been taken care of at this point. So at this point, I would have no objection to reducing his bond. However, I would ask that he place a phone number and an address on the record so that Mr. Stevenson or someone else from probation can get a hold of him.
All right.
Well, I am duly impressed. I did not know what happened here. I didn't think this would happen. My first video on this is called The Republic of Michigan. Put a link in the description below.
Sounds like the defense attorney is actually smart.
But this defendant was out there.
Way out there.
And that defense attorney got in and talked sense into him. I did not think it would happen. Well, there we have it. I just got that, and
that sounds good, Mike. I'll leave you then with him.
From a viewer, someone sent that to me.
I said I'd leave you. Thank you. Next, when you're dealing with the police, you probably shouldn't give a fake name. Courtesy of our friends over at Code Blue Cam. This occurred May 7th, 2021.
Cool. That's roads. So, yep, that road does end there.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Like, we're not from around here.
Okay. Yeah, gotta slow down and pay attention to the signs. You got your driver's license, proof of insurance?
I actually don't have, like, anything on me whatsoever.
That's not good, dear.
It's under my ex's, Calvin Richards.
Okay.
It's under his, and I actually just got a new phone too, and I had it saved, the insurance saved to my other phone.
And that phone should drop in the toilet today.
Okay.
And that's
We're
what
just having a
he.
shit show of a day.
Do you have your driver's license?
No, I have nothing on me.
Okay. What's your name?
Tracy Corcoran.
How do you spell Tracy?
Tracy.
Okay. How do you spell last name?
Corcan.
No initial?
J.
Date of birth?
Sorry.
You shouldn't be taking that long to think of your date of birth, hon. And we're muting it now just to make sure that we don't start.
Okay, where do you live?
I live in Winona.
What's the address?
And muting that as well, same reason.
That's what it says on your driver's license right now?
Yes.
So your ID's out of Minnesota?
Yes.
Truck's registered to the boyfriend.
Truck's registered to Calvin Richards, and he has full coverage on it, like he just bought it. And he actually forwarded me the insurance on it, but
Tracy, you ever live in Wisconsin?
yes.
Okay, what's your full middle?
Jean. Jean.
Okay. Stay in the vehicle, I gotta run some information, I'll get you guys going as soon as I can.
And here comes the cop because we got a problem.
Okay, how do I spell your last name?
Corcoran. C-O-R.
Yep.
Corcoran.
How do you spell it?
C-O-R-C-A-N. C-O-R-C-A-N.
C-O-R-C-O-R?
C-A-N.
That's a change.
C-O-R-O-R-C-A-N?
C-O-R-C-O-R.
Yeah?
C-A-N. Corcoran.
C-O-R-C-A-N. And how do you spell your first name?
T-R-A-C-Y.
What's your date of birth?
Even though we're muting it out, that's a change as well.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sure, hon.
Sorry.
Are you saying, do you have anything else on you? You don't have a debit card, credit card?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I'm so sorry. I literally.
Whose stuff is over there?
This is
That's
mine.
not my sister. This is my sister Michelle.
Alright, so, since you didn't come back last time, is there anything you want to tell me before I go back?
No. I literally dropped my phone in the toilet. I was so nervous because I'm not from around here, and I took a wrong turn. I didn't actually even take a wrong turn. She was like, "Oh my God, that's a one-way." I'm not from around here.
Stay in the vehicle, I'm going to continue to figure it out.
So, let's try number 2. Hey, guess what? Take number 3.
Alright, I want you to write your full name, date of birth, and your address on here.
You write it this time, dear.
Still have my ID, right?
Yep.
Yep, but that ain't returning until we figure out what's going on here.
Alright, stay in the vehicle, I'll be right back.
So let's try round number 3. Let's go round 4 then. Here comes the officer back again.
Hey, Tracy. So do you have a valid driver's license anywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah? Out of Minnesota?
Yes.
Okay. So C-O-R, is that an E-N or A-N?
And
Okay.
an N.
So you don't exist anywhere. What would that be? Okay, so what's your maiden name?
Mueller, M-U-E-L-L-E-R.
Tracy Jean Mueller. Okay, once again, before I bring another officer over here, is there anything that you want to tell me? I never had this much trouble figuring out who somebody is unless they're lying to me.
I've never done like anything wrong.
We're trying to find the super agent.
So you would still have a driver's license on file, and I can't find one out of Minnesota or Wisconsin.
Correct.
Is it?
And you should have one in both states.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm a Minnesota resident, so yes.
married in 2018, that's it should all be updated by now.
No, that's not in our system. Alright, I'm going to try one last time, but otherwise, you're going to have to do something else.
Go to hell.
Dispatch update.
Why won't this come back this entire time? So, going the wrong way. Took me the longest time. So it wouldn't come back under her name.
When I went up there and I asked her, I said, "What was your name again?" She said, "Amy."
Yeah, but I don't know that
And she's like,
reactivated it. Don't need to
Yeah, when she was trying to search for her name, that makes me nervous too.
This is the Facebook picture from April of Tracy Clarkson. That's definitely the same person. So that's not. That is that person.
Yep.
Dum dum dum. Let's go back to the truck.
Okay, so pull up Facebook. You have a picture of her from April. So who are you?
I am Tracy Corcoran.
No.
If you keep lying, we're going to pull you out of the car and we're going to take you to jail.
You are not.
And then they'll just sit there until they figure out who you are.
What? I don't understand why you're saying I'm not my name.
Because you're lying through your
teeth.
teeth.
Pictures, and you're definitely not the person in those pictures.
How am I not?
Because you're not there.
Start being truthful with us and let us know what's going on.
We got the part that you're Amy. Now we just got to figure out the rest of it.
My name is Amy Russ.
Okay.
I do not have a valid driver's license.
And you went through all this to possibly go to jail.
Yes.
Are you revoked or what?
Because I'm scared. I'm revoked. Because I'm scared.
So you just carry this on this whole time to get your ID on you?
I do not. I actually do not have any ID on me whatsoever. Tracy is my sister. Michelle is also my sister. I apologize.
What's your name?
Profusely. Amy Russ.
How you spell that?
R-E.
Alright, let's mute that out because we don't want to, like, her docs people.
No initial?
L.
Okay. So, this is all over because you're revoked?
Because I'm revoked in Wisconsin.
Okay. Have you been drinking too or no?
No, it's not.
Of
Been drinking
course.
at all?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm supposed to go to a dark tournament at 5 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, and I was trying to find my hotel, and I didn't realize that was it turned into a one-way, and I immediately realized it and turned in here, and he's right behind me.
Well, run this one, see what we come up with.
Take number 5 or 6 for lost count.
Alright, so you've got a warrant for your arrest. For failure to appear for operating after revocation.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm serious.
I was not aware of that at all.
Yep, came out yesterday.
That came out yesterday.
5-6.
Oh my lord.
Yep.
When was I supposed to be notified of that?
That's up to Buffalo County, that's not our county.
Awesome.
So, Buffalo County is actually letting us release you on a signature bond for that.
Okay, so what?
But I can release you on a signature bond for our county also.
So what do I need to do?
So, I need to write up some signature bonds, and then you're going to be released on those.
Okay.
You got a valid driver's license?
Yes.
Or whoever you guys need to get to drive.
Yes.
So I'm going to go back and do my paperwork. Yeah, I'll stay in the vehicle.
How did they not tell me that I have a warrant out for the arrest?
You probably had a court date that you're supposed to show up to and you didn't show up. That's pretty much the gist of
When you
it.
get a ticket, it's like automatically on the bottom of the ticket,
Yeah.
like an automatic.
For operating after revocation, it's a mandatory that you have to show up for it. So when you got in trouble last time, it would have said on there that it was mandatory that you show up on a certain date. You didn't show up. All right. I'm going to finish doing my paperwork. You guys stay in the vehicle. So on your warrant, it still has all of your information up in Fountain Valley. If you need to be notified of something, where does it need to go to?
Fountain City. It's actually Fountain City, not Fountain Valley.
Yeah, Fountain City. I'm sure it said Fountain City.
Okay.
So what address does all this stuff need to go to? And for here, it's going to be operating after revocation, obstruction, and wrong way on a one-way. What's the phone number for you? That's your sister's. All right, first citation for our account for this is going to be operating after revocation and wrong way down a one-way. And then connected to that, since operating after revocation is a crime after releasing on a signature bond, and since you lied to me for such a long time, there's also going to be a charge of obstruction. So, take a look over that. You got to sign both of them. Alright, so you're going to have somebody drive you guys from here? Alright, before you go, do you have any other questions for me?
No.
Alright. Alright, be safe today. 285. You can go arrest and release that safe bond.
Thank you very much on that for you guys over at Code Blue. Alright, not too terribly much time left, but we can get in a Judy Hyper case of the evening. I have a feeling we could. So tonight, young woman sues her parents, of all people,
At the
for
time
ruining her credit.
you wrote her that letter, was your daughter living in her mother's house?
No.
And you were using her utilities account. Notice your husband says that your daughter was not living in the house.
No, I was not. In the very beginning, my daughter moved into my home. And
I'm not talking about the beginning. I'm talking about when your husband wrote to his
I did
daughter.
not put it in her name. She voluntarily did it herself. She went and got energy assistance to prove that she's the one. I'm not
Subsequently,
responsible.
she closed the account.
Right.
She closed the account. It was reopened. How?
I was talking to her, and she felt bad for me, and she says, "Mom, I don't want you to not have electricity. I'll let you do it a little bit longer until you get your situation straightened out."
Okay, very good. You owe her $1,235. Now, we're going to get to the other part of this counterclaim that we have. So far, $1,230. I'm speaking. Your last name is?
Evans.
Mr. Evans, how long were you incarcerated?
18 months.
Your counterclaim says that during the time you were incarcerated, you were also receiving disability.
Yes.
How long have you been receiving disability?
Since 2007.
What were you incarcerated for?
Violation of probation.
What was the crime?
Violation of a protective order.
Which protective order?
Me and her protective order.
Now, you were incarcerated for 6 months, which means that the state, which incarcerated you, was paying for your room, board, medical, etc.
The state wasn't. It was Social Security.
No, listen to me. Social Security was not paying to clothe you, to house you, to feed you while you were in jail.
But she was collecting my checks. Yes,
Are you following me?
No, I'm following you. No, they weren't paying for me to be...
They were paying for you. When you go to jail, unless you were in a jail where you paid. Did you pay for your own jail?
No.
Did you pay for your own jail?
No.
Then Bird paid to keep you in jail.
Yeah.
To keep a cell over your head, to keep food 3 times a day, to take care of your medical care, to take care of your clothes. The state paid for you.
Yes.
So why didn't you notify Social Security Disability that your check should stop?
She was my payee.
Listen to me. That's not my question to you.
Yeah.
My question is, Social Security Disability is designed to take care of you because you can't work.
Yeah.
Did you work when you were in prison?
No.
What did you do? Did you have a prison job?
I couldn't get a prison job.
Why?
Because there was a long list of people.
Did you try?
Yes, I was on that list.
You were on the list. What did you want to do?
I wanted to do the washing of the floors, sweeping, and stuff like that.
Well, why can't you do that when you're out?
Huh?
Why can't you do that when you're out?
Because
if you could do it in prison, why can't you do it when you're out to make money instead of collecting disability?
Yes, I understand what
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know you understand what I'm saying. If you think that I'm going to give you back Social Security disability checks, even if she was your payee, while you were in prison that I was paying for, you got another thing coming. I just wish Social Security is going to have a new administrator. Pay careful attention. When somebody is incarcerated, their disability payment should stop. When somebody is incarcerated, welfare payments should stop. When somebody is incarcerated, foster care payments should stop. We don't have to pay twice or 3 times. Once is bad enough. We understand each other, Congress.
All right, let's do one more real quick to bring us to an end.
Sharon Tao is suing her former landlords, Harold Bradford and Margot Betts, for the return of her security deposit.
Ms. Tao, when did you become a tenant of the defendants?
February 14, 2015.
And when did you leave?
May 30th, 2016.
According to your complaint, you had a $2,700 security deposit with the defendants. When your tenancy concluded, they returned only part of that.
Correct.
How much did they return to you?
A little over $1,500.
And I understand that you did not cash that check.
I did not.
Do you have it with you?
I do.
I'd like to see it, please. And you did not cash the check because it was not the full amount, and
Correct.
you believe that you left the house in pristine condition.
I did. I had it repainted. I had vacuumed, cleaned.
And I assume you have photographs.
I do.
Of when you left.
Yes.
I'd like to see them. Is this, Ms. Tao, is this all you received from the defendant?
Yes.
There was no itemized thing in here, no statement?
There was another part that they did give me.
Was it in the same envelope?
No, it was in a different envelope with no post date. They put it in my P.O. box.
Do you have a copy of the itemized list of what was wrong?
Yes.
A copy of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
May I see it?
Here it is right here.
Okay, good. You don't have to give it to me. She found it.
Oh, okay.
The whole thing.
But those are the exhibits. Okay.
But it's not.
Would you show these photographs to the defendants, please? Okay, this is the itemized list. Let me take a look at it. Now I'd like to see your photographs.
Yes, I like to exhibit these.
I took the photographs with my phone, which does have a date on the photographs.
Because I'm looking at the list that you sent it to her,
Right.
and it's mostly nonsense.
There was some damage on the concrete that she left stain.
Nonsense. This is under the sink?
Correct, Your Honor.
Nonsense. Carpet looks perfectly fine to me. Some of the grout was coming out on the kitchen floor?
Yes, Your Honor, there was some damage
Fix
there.
it! How long have you been landlords?
I've been a landlord for 30 years, Your Honor.
Well, maybe you've been getting away with this kind of nonsense, but you're not going to get away with this kind of nonsense here. She returned this property to you according to your photographs. Broom clean. Not perhaps ready for a new tenant without having you go in there and doing a cleaning. That's what you're supposed to do. She's supposed to leave the place broom clean, no holes in the walls, no wine stains on the carpet. It's your responsibility as landlord to deliver a new place in spotless condition. It's not her responsibility to deliver your premise in a spotless condition to a new tenant. She returned this premises to you in really good shape.
Thank you for those 2 quick hyper-Judy cases of the afternoon or evening. And that'll bring us to a close for part 2. Of course, come back for the High Priestess of Satan finale in part 3 tonight. Till then, like, share, and subscribe. Get us to those goals of 50,000 views, 1,000 subscribers. So Boxy over next year sends us some nice red packages that we can send to all of you. And Coinbase will go ahead, I mean, not Coinbase, and YouTube will actually start sending us people around. Alrighty, so again, Coinbase, Ibotta, and Gain.gg are all there for you to pick up some freebies. Go ahead and do so at your leisure. And until next time, like, share, and subscribe. Be kind to one another, and it's always a great new world to release the Kraken. We'll see each other in the overnight for the conclusion of Blanche, the High Priestess of the Church of Satan, here as we march along from day one. Have a good night, everybody.